Hi there, this is Dabur Amla What Women Want on Ishq 104.8. I'm Kareena Kapoor Khan, and today we are talking about that taboo word जो usually बरजातियास की फिल्म में कभी नहीं लिया जाता, divorce. ये वो word है जो हम आज भी dinner table पर discuss करने से avoid करते हैं. My guest today also happens to be divorced और आज पहली बार वो अपने divorce को लेकर publicly बात करेंगी. Please welcome my most unapologetically sexy friend, Malaika Arora. Hello, Mala.
Hi, Bebo.
And welcome to my show.
Well, I'm really happy and glad that we could be here.
Absolutely. And we're going to have a wonderful chat, which you'll be talking quite openly, I hope. Mm-hmm. No,
well.
Of course. Malaika, जब तुम्हारा divorce हो रहा था, तो what is the best and the worst advice that you got from like people, friends, people telling you things?
Well, I think सबकी पहली यही राय है कि मत करना. I think nobody आपको कहेगा कि हाँ प्लीज जाइए करो. You know, so that's the first thing कि ये मत करना कि आप सोच समझ के ये decision लेना. So I think I went through the same thing कि don't. I think even the day before I got divorced, the night before I got divorced, I think even then I had my family sit with me and ask me yet again, are you sure? Are you 100% about your decision? So I think that was something I heard all along, and rightly so. I think these are the people who worry and care, so they will definitely say that. The best advice, well, I think it would just. I think everybody said if this is a decision that you're making, then we're really proud of you, and in our eyes, you're a strong woman. So I think for me, that really
absolutely
it kind of just gave me that extra strength that I needed.
That's the strength to be happy.
Yes. And I have to say that I've never ever spoken about this earlier.
Exactly.
And I've probably never been so vociferous about something because I guess somewhere I've always felt that, let's just move on with life.
I'm glad people are getting to hear this.
And I'm glad I'm doing this with you because I think we can be comfortable doing that.
And so many people are going to, I think, learn so much from this.
I would really urge a lot of women out there. I'm not saying that you have to get whatever, but if you are in that process, if you're in an unhappy marriage and that's what you decide to do, I think you should do it with a lot of dignity, with a lot of self-respect. Don't let anybody bring you down or tell you that you're any less of a person or a woman. You just make sure that you're a strong, wonderful woman.
After you got divorced, was there any difference in the way you felt that people treated you? Maybe at work or, generally people around you, at parties generally?
I don't think anybody treated me any differently, but I'll be honest, there was a certain sense of how the hell did you pull it off? How did you do it? So I think that was the only thing that I felt. And
which was a good feeling.
Yeah, which was great. And I know the minute you could sense that, it just kind of felt good.
But I'm sure there could be like, it could have people could react differently as well, to any normal working woman like in an office and things like that, normal going women, they could get that, slight look.
Of course, that's bound to happen. They're going to be looked at oh God, she's the girl that, who got divorced or whatever. She's going to have to face those kind of trials and tribulations for the rest of her life. A snigger, some sort of malicious gossip or something that's going to be there.
That's part and parcel.
It's how you overcome it. It's how you look beyond it and literally, lead your life on your terms and conditions.
Absolutely. Do you think there's a difference in treatment from society, when a divorced man actually versus a divorced woman?
Oh my God, that is like the biggest disparity that there is amongst the many other disparities that you have to deal with men and women. But men really don't have that. And I'm not somebody to sit and bash men. I'm not. I don't. I have a lot of respect for the men in my life. I have a lot of respect for a lot of men around.
I know, and you have a son also.
I have a son, and so I'm not going to sit down over here and do this, man bashing over here. But yes, it's very easy for a man to move on with his life.
Malaika, divorce as a decision, like when you're, going about saying that, okay, fine, this is it. I'm going to, walk out of this marriage, or I'm, not going to be a part of this relationship. How tough do you think people find it to actually take that decision?
Well, it's never ever easy, like no other major decision in your life. And at the end of the day, someone has to be blamed. You always have to point fingers at someone. I think that's the general human nature to go about things. So yes, you'll always blame somebody, and it's never easy. But the person that I am, the kind of person that I am, I feel for me, happiness is the most important.
Yeah, of course.
And it's not just me. I think it's happiness of everybody around. So even if it means that I have to make or take such a major decision in my life. Of course, I didn't do it alone.
Yeah.
We're two people involved. And I think we eventually did think about a lot of things. We weighed every single pros and cons. And then we decided that I think it's better off that we move our separate ways, because I think we'd just be better people. Because I think we were just two people in a situation that were making each other extremely unhappy, which was impacting everybody else's life around us.
That's what my next question actually is, that, you know, when you have children in a marriage, and I think that, you know, it always has a negative impact, you know, when the parents get divorced. But I feel that जब एक couple साथ में भी रहकर भी खुश नहीं है, I think that also invariably has a negative impact on, you know, children.
Absolutely.
So how do you think that?
I think I would much rather see my child in a happy environment than be subjected to an environment that is completely disruptive.
Exactly.
And I think with time, I think my child is far more, you know, accepting and far more, you know, जैसे कहते हैं कि खिल रहा है अभी, because
and there's nothing more than a happy mother.
And no, and he can see that we both as individuals are far happy than we were what we were in the marriage
and he's
earlier.
flourishing more.
Absolutely.
And, you know, and any child, I think, would flourish more when
And
they see
he
their
did
parents
actually
happy.
turn around one day and he did say that to me. He says, Mom, it's good to see you happy and smiling, you know.
So Malaika, what's your opinion about couples remaining friends after divorce?
That's a tricky one, because I think some manage to strike that balance, some never. I think it's more when you have a child involved. I think it's always essential to continue having some sort of a cordial relationship.
There'll always be that bond.
That'll always be that bond. So I think more when when there are children involved, then you kind of still kind of maintain that.
But you've done it, I think, beautifully. In fact, maintained such amazing relationships with the family, and I know it personally.
And I think that comes from a certain sense of upbringing from where, since I've, you know, where I've grown up, and I think my mother's always instilled that in me, that, you know, you can't just, you know, you can't just snip ties off, or you can't just, you know, suddenly behave aloof. And I tell that to my kid as well. So yes, I wouldn't say that Arbaz and me are best of friends or something like that, but I think we are cordial. We have a very healthy relationship, and and of course our child is our most important factor in our life.
So having children does help.
Of course, and it's important. It's essential to have that, because I think then it just gets ugly unnecessarily.
Now my next question obviously is, how difficult is it, Malaika, to find, you know, love again or to date again after a long marriage?
Because I think every woman would feel a little intimidated about jumping back into that dating pool again. But having said that, it's not impossible, and I think every woman should jump back into it with equal, you know, gusto. But
and confidence.
Absolutely, I think you just need a little time to kind of, you know, back away from everything, get a perspective of what's in store, and go out there, date again.
Get onto Tinder, get onto wherever, get onto all the apps. Keep going at it.
Swipe any left, right, whatever it may be. Have fun, enjoy it. I think for the first time in your life, you'll also kind of discover a sense of freedom.
So meeting new people is...
I think even for the first time to actually to be in a bed all alone, you know, is also a new thing, you know.
Well, of course.
I think it's quite refreshing not to have somebody, you know, share your bed or your space, you know. So enjoy that.
So what message do you have for all the young girls out there who who are actually constantly waiting for someone to come into their life, you know, if they're single or divorced?
Firstly, stop waiting. I think that's the most important thing that you need to do, because I think these are things that happen organically. They happen with a certain they happen in time. The more you try to, you know, worry and bog yourself down with it, the more difficult it's going to get. So I just think that there's a time and place for everything in life. So which means if you meant to find that love and you're meant to find that partner, so be it. But having said that, it's fine if you don't find that person in your life, that so-called Mr. Right or Miss Right in your life. It's fine.
So I hope Malaika Arora has been, I can say it, you know, and vouch for it, that she's actually never really spoken. It's been an emotional journey, but you have really set a lot of goals for a lot of women out there. On that note, we'll have you say toodles.